Hi, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to spend a bit of time just working on our hamstrings. So tight hamstrings, which I'm sure a lot of us suffer from. I know I certainly have tight hamstrings all the time. So today we'll just spend a little bit more time just trying to stretch out, relaxing into the stretch. So just trying to really bring that awareness from our sit bone all the way down the back of our leg to the heel, and just putting a bit of energy through the back of our legs to release. So let's get started in a nice comfortable seated position. Doesn't have to be cross-legged, however you feel comfortable. Sitting on a block or a cushion if you want to give your hips that little bit of tilt through the front or your pelvis, and just coming to relax into our seated position with our eyes gently closed as we take these first few moments just to connect back to ourselves, to our internal body, as we let go of the day, we let go of thoughts, and just take a moment to tune into ourselves. So starting to slow down the breath as we noticing the breath, just slowing it down and softening and relaxing the body. So just take a few moments just to start tuning into that breath. So we start drawing the breath from the belly up towards the chest, and then letting go of the breath from the chest down to the belly. So nice full yogic breaths, diaphragmatic breathing, really using up all that diaphragm to help you breathe and bring calmness and softness to the body. And whilst we're breathing here with that focus, let's take a moment to focus on the body, noticing if you're holding on to any tension. So starting with your face, letting the forehead relax, letting the jaw relax. Shoulders are nice and soft and relaxed, just gently drawn back as the spine is lengthened, and softening through the trunk of the body, letting the pelvis relax as we connect to the sit bones on the floor. Just noticing if the weight is equal on both sides. Let the legs relax, the feet relax, the arms relax, and the hands as we let go of any tension and just gently relax with the breath. And just a couple more rounds, taking the breath nice and long from the belly up towards the chest, and then a gentle exhale from the chest down towards the belly. Let's take another 2 rounds, nice big breath in, and a nice long exhale as we let out all that stale breath. For our final inhale, taking it nice and long, really feel that expansion through the front of the body. And then a nice long exhale as we squeeze out every last bit of breath, letting all that stale breath out, and then come back to your normal breath. Let's take a few moments as we bring our hands together in front of our heart and give our palms a nice brisk rub, starting to get that energy building up as you feel that heat rising up between those palms. And then placing those hands over our eyes as we blink back into the light. And taking our hands away, we start with our greeting of Namaste, love and peace. Thank you for being here. And we cross our legs if they've been crossed. And we'll do a little bit of warming up before we begin. So just take some nice big neck rolls, taking circles with our chin up towards the ceiling and then down the other side, keeping the shoulders soft, taking your time letting go of any kinks through the neck. And then take one final circle. When the chin comes to the chest, then just take it in the opposite direction for three nice big circles round. Taking your time, keeping shoulders soft for our final circle. Then bring that chin towards the chest as we end off, taking a little bit of a stretch through the back of the neck. And then our next breath takes the chin up towards the ceiling. And then let's come back to center. Let's take our right hand to the side, left one goes up and a big stretch over. Keep those sit bones connected to the floor and then circle the arm all the way forward and take it back to the mat as we reach up and over. Circle all the way around. And let's do a few more rounds, just warming up that spine, taking a nice big length forward, up and over to the side, stretching it out. Final time, final round as we stretch. And then reach up and over, final reach forward, coming back to center. And if you do have a strap, and I'm sorry I should have said at the beginning, having a strap or a belt, maybe put me on pause as you go and grab a strap or a belt to help with the practice today. If you don't have one, that's fine. We can still just use the hands. It just means you may not be able to get all the way to your feet. So let's straighten out those legs. I'll just move my cushion aside for the moment. Nice and tall through those sit bones. And if you do have that strap, just placing it the ball of your foot and then holding the strap. We're going to take nice big circles. So taking it in that right hand as we take the right leg round, circling it around and then forward. So nice big circles. So we use the opposite hand to support us. Getting movement in that knee and hip. Last circle in this direction, and then we'll take it in the opposite direction. So really starting to press that heel away, energizing the back of that leg, lengthening through those hamstrings. And our final circle brings the leg back to center, and we'll switch sides again, just placing it on the ball of the foot so you can press up against it and press that heel away. So grabbing with that left hand, right hand supports us, circling round, bending and straightening that knee. Staying up nice and tall for our final circle, and then in the opposite direction. Pressing that heel away. Good. Let's bring that leg back to center. We're going to come up onto our hands and knees just for a few rounds of cat-cow. Bring those wrists underneath shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart. Pressing down through those fingers. Inhale. Draw those shoulder blades down your back as we gaze up towards the ceiling. Tailbone tilts up. Exhale, rounding up the spine. Tucking tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhaling again. Opening up that chest. Tailbone goes up. Exhale, rounding up. Maybe tuck the toes under, give them a stretch, and then placing them down, opening up the chest again. Let's go for two more rounds as we exhale, chin to the chest, tuck tailbone under, tuck toes. Inhaling, draw those shoulder blades back, open up that chest, really draw that navel down. Exhale, rounding up. And for our last round. Good, nice big exhale. And then come back to center, really spreading out those fingers. So we're rooting down through those fingers, keeping the weight off the wrist. We're going to tuck the toes under into down dog. Keep those knees soft for a moment as we lengthen through the spine. And just let the neck relax, maybe shaking it out. And then we're going to walk out those legs. So straightening the left leg, keeping the right one bent for a moment. You may find if your heels are still a bit off the floor like mine, lifting up your toes just helps release that hamstring a bit more. Keep rooting down through the fingers, tilting the tailbone up. And then switching sides, bending the left leg, releasing that right heel down to the floor. Again, just lifting up the toes and lifting up the muscle just above the knee of that right leg helps release those hamstrings. Continue to root through the fingers, tilting the tailbone, and then let's walk it out a little bit more. Just one leg at a time, really warming up those back of the legs. Let's come back to center. Take a big step up towards the ceiling with the right heel, left heel down to the mat, and then start bringing that right leg through. Right foot comes between the hands as the left knee comes down, placing the toe on the floor, or maybe still keeping it tucked under if that feels better for your leg. We're going to take a half split back. So start taking yourselves back, straightening that front leg. You may need to adjust your hands. Flex the foot, draw that leg into its hip socket, and try not to fall back towards that heel. Try and stay up stacked through the hips. Just for a few breaths as we loosen up. And then come back to center. Bring that left hand to the side of the right foot. Take the right hand to the side as we open up the chest. And then closing in, bring the hand down. Let's step back down dog. And get ready to do the left leg. So taking left heel up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch here. Right heel down. And then start bringing that left foot through between the hands as the right knee comes down. Either having toe tucked or toe flattened. Whatever feels better for you. We're going to adjust that front leg. Again, taking the weight back. Draw that hip into its socket. Adjust your hands. Flexing the foot. Adjust the heel and just take a few breaths here. Try and release as you lengthen through the back of that leg. Good. Coming back to center. Let's step through into a forward bend. Hanging here for a moment as we get ready to come up. Let's root down through those feet. Halfway lift brings the hands to the shins as we lengthen the spine. Soften the knees and roll those shoulders. Use those arms to bring you all the way back to your heart. And let's continue with Tandasana as we root down through the feet. Really pressing into those outer edges, all four corners. Palm tree takes those palms up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders. Reaching all the way up. Take a big breath in and on the exhale, let go as we come into a 90-degree here with a nice flat back. Take the hands behind the back, interlace fingers, yoga mudra as we bow in. Soften those knees. Hanging here for a moment. And the next breath, use those arms to start coming up again. Releasing. We're going to take left leg over the right. Left arm up as we grab it with the right hand. Keep the hips square, keep the shoulders square, and then take a nice little stretch over to the right side. Keep pressing through those feet. Good. Release back to center, and we get ready to do the other side. Right leg over, right arm up, grabbing that wrist, keeping shoulders and hips square. And a gentle little opening to the side. Stay rooted through those feet. Good. Come back to center. And we'll release palm tree one more time. This time with the feet slightly closer together. Rooting down, reaching up, softening the shoulders, lengthening through that spine. And then as we release the arms, let's see if we can lift up those heels and reach the arms behind. Again, interlace the fingers, lengthen through the spine, strengthening those little ankle muscles and the muscle just above the knee. And then release. Good. Give yourselves a little shake. We're coming into warrior two as you step forward with your left foot and right foot goes back into 90 degrees. Take a nice length through the arms, soften those shoulders. And we'll reverse the warrior. So taking right hand down, left one over the head, opening up those side ribs. And then as we inhale, coming back to center, and we're going to straighten the leg, and then this time reverse it one more time into a reverse triangle, taking it a little bit further. Good. Come back to center. Bend that left knee. Extended warrior, leaning on top of the leg or taking it down. Top hand either up or over the head, depending on what feels more comfortable for you. Stay rooted through your feet, not forgetting that right outer edge so you're not collapsing in. And then the next breath, we're turning down towards that front leg, framing that foot, stepping back into down dog. Nice big step back. And we'll shift that weight forward. We'll bring the knees down and then bring that chest down as we scoop it through into a baby cobra or a full cobra. Soften those shoulders, tuck the toes under. We're back into down dog. We'll take a big step through with that left foot. And we stay here, coming into that half split, this time shifting that weight. Again, if you need to adjust your hands, you may need a block, or just keep the knee slightly bent, but see if you can start straightening to get a stretch through that back leg and energizing that back heel away towards the mat. So we're stretching through that back leg as well. And then bowing head to the knee. Take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to soften that front leg. Adjust the back leg slightly, so we're dropping the heel down, coming into warrior one as we inhale, coming up. And then release, arms come down. Let's shift that back leg forward and we're going to get ready to switch sides. So this time the right leg comes towards me into a warrior two to start off with. Left heel, left foot is 90 degrees. Soften those shoulders, rooting down, engaging that inner thigh, reversing the warrior. A nice big stretch. Keep pressing into that right knee. Next breath coming up, straightening that right leg, and then taking it a little bit further as we're reversing triangle. Good. Next breath up we come. Bend that right leg, extend the warrior, either leaning on that top leg or hand comes all the way down. Take a few breaths. Connect back to your feet, noticing the shape. If you need to make any adjustments. And then we're going to start turning in, bringing hands to frame that front foot and then stepping back into down dog. Let's continue with the flow. Shift the weight forward, bring the knees down and scoop the chest all the way through. And then tuck those toes under into down dog. And we step that right foot through between the hands one more time. Hands either side of the front foot or bringing it slightly closer to you as we start straightening the front leg as much as we can. Fingertips on the floor and start pressing the back foot, the back heel down into the floor. Releasing through the backs of the legs. Drawing up, draw those thighs in towards each other. Drawing up through that pelvic floor. Next breath, bending the front leg, adjust the back foot slightly closer, bring the heel down into warrior one as we start coming up. And then step through to the top of our mats. Good. We're going to do a little balance. Again, just stretching out the legs if you can. And you have a strap, do grab it. And if you want to go up to somewhere, a wall or a chair to give you some support, we're going to put the strap just again on the ball of that foot. And we're going to start off just by bending the knee, get that core engaged. Bending the knee, rooting down through the standing leg. Try not to collapse into that hip. And you want to flex the foot and bring that knee up in line with your hip if you can. And just take a few moments if you need to be holding on somewhere for support. Always better to then get that shape and get that stability without having to worry about wobbling around. And just creating those muscle memories. Then from here, if we can, see if you can start straightening that leg, really pressing into your strap, staying up nice and tall. Having a strap really helps. If you don't have a strap, you can always take the hand underneath your leg and just use that support instead. So whenever we're using the strap, there's always the option to just support your leg with your hand if you can, if you don't have a strap. And then we'll bend the knee if your balance still allows it. See if we can take it to the side and open up the hips, still rooting down through that standing leg. And we're either here, again, you can just have the hands supporting you. You can see if you can start straightening the leg out again, pressing into that strap, pulling the strap into your foot, foot into the strap. Try not to collapse into that standing leg. And then we're going to start coming out of it with control. So bending that knee, bringing the leg back down and shake out the standing leg. And we'll get ready to switch sides. So off we go again. This time taking the strap on the left foot, rooting down through the right. Let's try and get it in a comfortable place. And take a few moments, get that core engaged. Get the spine lengthened, start bending that knee. See if you can get it up in line with your hip or somewhere as close as root down through the standing foot. Take your time, get your balance, find your place, gazing at the spot that's not moving. I know it might be hard for you if I'm standing right in front, so try not to move too much. And then if you're ready, you can just stay with the leg bent, or if you're ready, you can start straightening the leg. As we root down through the standing leg, lengthened through that side of the body, pressing that heel away. Take a few breaths. You can always adjust the hand on your strap as you find your body opening up a bit more. Find that support, that stability, bending the knee again, and then see if you can take it out to the side. Again, rooting down, trying not to collapse, pressing that foot into the strap, pulling the strap into the foot, just taking it out to the side. Keep rooting down. Take a few breaths, keep that spine nicely lifted, just to help you, and then release. With control, foot comes down, shake out that standing leg. Great, today my balance wasn't too bad. Some days balance can just not work, so thank you for that. Let's take the strap aside and come into a nice wide-legged pose with parallel feet rooting down through the outer edges. Hands come to our hips as we come down into just a flat back, taking the arms out in front of us. Right angle pose, that was the name I was looking for, lengthening the tailbone back, reaching those hands forward, lengthening through the spine. A nice big breath here. And the next breath, start bringing the hands all the way down to the floor. If you've got a block, you can place your hands on a block or just soften your knees. We're going to go for a couple of side squats. So just moving your legs from side to side, bending and stretching opposite legs. As we get ready to come into a side squat, we're going to start walking our hands, bending the right knee and walk the hands to the right. Turn your right toes out slightly or as much as you need to. Heel might be coming up, which is fine. Have the hands supporting you, and then your left, come onto the left heel and just flex that foot up. Again, go for a nice stretch through the back of that leg. If you can adjust the right leg and get that heel all the way down, then you can always come into the more advanced pose and bring the hands up. But don't worry too much about that. We're going more for the stretch through the hamstrings. So just get yourselves into this position or as close to get the stretch through the back of the leg. And relax. It's all about lengthening and relaxing. Let's bring that left leg down and we'll just parallel feet again as we walk the legs out. And get ready to switch sides. So start walking over to your left leg as your left leg bends and the left foot turns out. Take your time and then come onto the heel of that right foot, flexing the foot up. Now this side of mine is a bit more iffy, getting that heel down, so it does take a bit more time. And try not to fall into that leg, into that inside of the leg. Try and keep it nice and centered. If you are taking the hands off the mat. And just be aware of that leg. I could see I was losing my shape there as well. So flexing that foot up, relax it out, take a few breaths. Good. Release the leg back to center for our final time, parallel feet, walking it out. And then let's come into down dog. So center, moving your hands to the front of your mat and stepping back. A nice big stretch here. And again, you can loosen through those hamstrings just by lifting the toes up. Just helps release the back of the legs. Stay rooted to your fingers, tilt that tailbone. And then take a nice break, bring the knees down. And we're going to come onto our knees. Taking our right leg, I'm just going to shift myself around, taking our right leg out to the side. As I try and have the ankle lined up with your hip and the foot flat if you can. If you feel you're falling with your foot down, then come onto the heel and flex the foot up instead, just so you're not compromising your ankle. And make yourselves nice and comfortable and lengthen through the leg. Right hand comes down the right side, take the left hand up, and then just let it gently pull you over sideways. Have that left hand over the ear, chest stays lifted and straight. Nice side stretch here, and just let gravity in your right hand just pull you down the side. As we relax those glutes, and then come back to center. Going to release, and that right leg, if it's been down, foot on the floor, let's flex it up. Start turning towards that leg, and then just taking a little forward fold for a few breaths. Keep flexing that foot, drawing that leg into its hip socket. Good. Release as we come back to center. Bringing that leg in, we're going to get ready to do the other side. So let's take our left leg out this time. I'll just switch myself around. Again, placing that foot nice and firmly on the floor, with ankle lined up with hip. Or if that's too much, just flex that foot out. So no right way or wrong way, just the way to do it so that your joints are protected and stabilized. So left hand down. Right one up and over, a gentle opening through the side of the body. And then release as we come back to center. Again, flipping the foot onto the heel, start turning towards that leg, and then just reaching over, take a few breaths. Loosening up, relaxing, and lengthening. Keep flexing that foot. Good. Next breath, let's walk our hands back. Wrists under shoulders, knees come in. Let's take one stretch and down dog. Tuck those toes under. Root down through those fingers again. We'll take a little flow. Or if you prefer, you can stay here in down dog. We'll take a moment in child's pose. Let's shift the weight forward, either coming down with the knees first or chaturanga with the chest, scooping it all the way, baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, back to down dog. And then we'll come back down onto our knees. And we're going to come and lie on the floor, coming to lie on our backs. We're going to do just a few more for those hamstrings. We've been doing a lot of stretching. We'll do a little bit of strengthening. So just lying down on our backs. And we'll start off with the left, both knees are bent, feet on the floor. We're going to bring the right knee up towards our chest. And keep the left knee where it is, the foot on the floor for now. Let's take the hands around the leg. You want to keep the front of the thigh as close to you as you can. Flex your foot. And then just see if you can start straightening the leg up. But you want to keep that thigh as close to your chest as you can. And then I want you to start pressing the leg into your arm, into your hands, and pressing your hands into your leg. So you're just creating a bit of strength and resistance here with the leg and flexing that foot up. Let's take a few breaths. You may be able to straighten the opposite leg if that feels okay for your back. see how that feels. Keep pressing, leg into hand, hand into leg. Flexing that foot up towards the ceiling. Relaxing. And then release. Release that leg, bringing it all the way down, straightening it out. Give it a little moment to rest. And then we'll get ready to do the left leg. So bending both legs. To start off with, bring the left knee towards your chest, grabbing the back of that left leg. Flexing the foot, keep the front of the leg as close to your chest as you rise that foot up. So don't worry too much about straightening the knee, as you want to go for a deep stretch. So we want to keep that leg nice and close. Hands are behind the leg, behind that thigh. And we're pressing hand into leg, leg into hands, really trying to create that resistance and strength, using the top of the leg to press in. Keep flexing that foot up, drawing that leg towards you. And then again, if you feel comfortable, you might be able to stretch out the opposite leg, taking it a little bit stronger, a little bit deeper, but just being mindful of any injuries you may have or any tightness. Just be respectful and relax. Into the pose, and then we'll release. Bring that leg down, relax it out for a moment. Oh, nice and relaxed. We'll do just a couple of more stretching. So let's get that strap back if we can. If you don't have the strap, you can do the same thing, and I will walk you through with your hands. So again, just bending the knee, bringing it as close to you as you can. If you don't have the strap, the hand just goes behind the leg. But this time we're just keeping it relaxed here, so it's holding it nice and close to us. If you have the strap, you can start straightening the leg and see if you can keep bringing the leg in towards you, or you could just be here with the hands behind. So this time just lengthening. Take a few breaths. Keep seeing if you can straighten the knee while keeping the leg nice and close to you, the front of the thigh. And then from here, just taking your right hand with the strap, or keeping the right hand on the outside of that right thigh, top thigh, and take the left hand to maybe the top of the left hip or out to the side. We're going to just start dropping the leg over, right leg over to the side. So we're still keeping the hips nice and straight up. Hip bones are pointing up as they're staying square, and we're just dropping the leg to the side. Keep flexing. Again, you can bend that supporting leg if that feels better for your back. So just try that out. Keep flexing the right leg and just opening the hip up. So try not to roll over. Keep that left hip opening, back, rooted back down. And this will look different for everyone. Some people's legs may be up here, some may be all the way down. Just depends on how open you are. Next breath, we're going to bring the leg, bend the knee, bend both knees, bring the leg back up to center, and then we're going to switch sides. So left hand grabs the strap, or the hand comes onto the top of the leg. And we're going to take it cross body. So again, right hand is out to the side, straighten the left leg down if you can, and then take the leg over. Again, we're not rolling over. We're trying to keep the hip, we're trying to keep the hip rooted back down as we take just the leg to the side. And again, go for a deep stretch into that lower back. Keep pressing or using your hand just to support you, just to support your leg as we keep the hip bones straight up towards the ceiling. Relax. And then bending that right knee, bringing it back to the chest. Let's release the leg. Take a moment to relax it out. Relax out the hamstrings. And let's get ready to switch sides. So bring that left leg up. Again, placing the strap on the ball of your foot or holding onto the back of the leg. Knee is bent as we get the front of the leg nice and close to the chest. And then we can start straightening the leg up, but keeping it close you. You don't want to have it up here. You want to have it slight softness in the knee and have it nice and close to your chest, because the closer it is to your chest, the deeper the stretch will go into that glute and into that back, lower back, and just release. Good. Let's see if we can take the left hand, either holding the strap or holding the outside of the leg. Right hand to the side or on your hip. And again, remember you can bend that right knee to give you a bit more support as we start taking the leg out to the side. Hips stay square. Those hip bones up towards the ceiling. Keep rooting the right hip back. Keep flexing the foot. And take a few breaths. Relax into the pose. Try not to tense your face or anywhere else. Just stay nice and relaxed wherever that leg is. Good. Let's bend the left leg, bend the right one if you need to. Stop bringing the leg back up to center. Keep that thigh nice and close to the front of your body, and then let's switch sides as the right hand grabs the strap, left hand to the side or down on the floor. Again, straighten the right leg. That might be easier than keeping it bent for this pose. Just taking it across the body. Again, you can use that left hand on the inner thigh just to support the leg. You can try and keep rooting this hip back and just keep the hip bones up. And drop the leg over. Keep pressing into that strap, lengthening through the back of the leg. And relax. Good. And then release. Bending that knee, that left knee, bringing it back to center. Let's move that strap out, relax the leg for a moment. And then we're going to bring both knees up towards our chest. We're going to take one knee in each hand and just circle those knees apart and together, giving ourselves a little massage. And then in the opposite direction. Good. Bring the knees back to the chest. Take your arms around your legs. Take a nice big breath in. And on the exhale, squeeze the legs into your abdomen. As we release the spine on the mat. And let's release those legs. Get ourselves ready for Shavasana. We've been working the back of the legs quite a lot today, so totally relax. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Space between the legs, taking the arms to the sides, palms facing up. Now just take a moment, if you do want to put on some music to end in Shavasana, or put on something warm, make yourself super comfortable. And then just start slowly relaxing. Just feel the heaviness of your body as you gently just settle in. Feel yourself being pulled down to the floor as your body gets heavier, as it totally relaxes. If you need to adjust your chin slightly so your neck is relaxed. Let the feet just flop out to the sides as your legs totally relax. Feel them heavy. Pelvis relaxes. And just let it gently draw you down as you totally relax. Spine is relaxed. Letting the trunk of the body just gently melting down towards the floor as it gently relaxes. Let the shoulders relax and the arms relax. Fingers just gently relax. Face is totally relaxed. Just feel those eyes getting heavier in their sockets as your face just draws you down, relaxing. letting go, letting your mind relax. You let go of thoughts, just totally relax. Just for the next few precious moments, just completely let go, giving into that softness, and just relaxing and floating away. And I will leave you here in Shavasana. Thank you for joining me. And we'll end our practice with love by thinking kind thoughts, saying kind words, doing kind deeds, and being kind to ourselves. Namaste, and I hope to see you soon. Love and